creative ways to online. And so I wanted to, which you will see in upcoming videos. I've already unboxing one of the pallets, but I wanted to say a big thank you to all my patrons who are supporting me. If you want to become one of my patrons and get exclusive behind the scenes content, I have already put out my Via Trading delivery to you guys on my Patreon page. And also I built a brand new pathway to my warehouse, and I wanted to show you the progress on that. And that's already live on my Patreon page. You YouTubers, you will get to see that in probably 2 or 3 weeks when I actually get that live on my YouTube channel. But if you're a patron, you get it early. So I wanted to say a big thank you to you guys. And then also, if you guys like the content of this video, please go ahead and give a thumbs up. And we'll go ahead and, try to answer all questions for you guys. Anyway, I should have put the dual mic on, but I didn't put it on today. But anyway, so creativity in selling online. If you guys are online, please go ahead and say hello. We'll give you a shout out and acknowledge that you guys are here. So that would be awesome. I do have a video also going out at 1 o'clock today. And so be on the lookout for that. I'd have to look and see which video that is, but check that out. I'll have more content for you guys today as online reselling gets going. So just go ahead and get started?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So some of the things about, like I said, go ahead and do a shout out if you guys are online. But some of the things that I wanted to talk to you guys about are selling mystery boxes, Lego lots, and junk drawer lots. And what do I mean by that? And so I have a hookedonpickin.com website. If you want to show the web address right there, that would be awesome. And so if you go there, you can find my mystery lots there and a bunch of other things that I put online. And that way it gives you an idea of what exactly you're looking at as far as where to find those. So I've got a boys and girls mystery lot that I do for toys, and I have taken requests from people that buy that lot for a specific age bracket. So please let me know if you have a specific one in mind. Let's say if it's an infant or, someone who's 12 or something like that, so I can make sure that it's age appropriate for your boy or girl. We got some people online?
Yes, let's see. Patrick says hi there.
Hello.
Joe says hello. Kawaii Cactus says hi. Red Silk Sheets Lady says very blurry. I'm sorry, it's live and
yeah,
it just does that. I'm sorry.
Hopefully we get a little bit better feed. Sometimes it gives a little bit of a delay or a lag. Sorry about that. Just listen to my voice and you'll be able to kind of see.
Christopher West says hello all. Always right. Here's the first question. It says,
okay.
I'm first, but what is your Poshmark account so I can buy some items? I've seen some PJs I wanted but didn't know your Poshmark account name.
Sure. Poshmark account name is always down in the description below. If you're using a mobile device, if you click the little, I think it's a little black arrow just underneath the thumbnail picture, you should be able to drop down all the description information while you're watching the video. If not, it's under Paul Hooks, which is my husband's name. So in the icon will be the exact same picture that I use for my YouTube channel. So.
Red Silk's Sheet says hi. It's Pat the Reseller says you have any NXT Legos? NXT Legos.
I don't know. I'm going to show you some things as far as Legos, but I'll explain our Lego situation as soon as we get going here.
Diana says first time watching you live.
Awesome. Hi, Diana.
And always right says okay, great, thanks.
Okay, perfect. So if you guys keep coming online and you like the content, go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. That would be awesome. But I did look, and another video I've got coming out is actually 3 days worth of Posh sales. And then tomorrow I have a pallet that I literally titled Unicorn in the title. So you're just going to have to watch it tomorrow. It comes out at noon. So that's kind of a teaser for tomorrow's pallet, and you'll have to see what it's all about. So it was a fun one to unbox. Anyway, so creative ways to sell online. A lot of you enjoy selling on Amazon or want to do Amazon because it seems like the easiest sell as far as the convenience factor, being able to send everything into the Amazon warehouse. Yes, they do have higher fees, but it's really convenient as far as if you go on vacation, you're still selling items, things like that. You do have to keep up with the emails on vacation, but other than that, it's pretty user friendly. Takes a long time the first few times you do a listing, but that's convenient. But if you're an online reseller, you can't just be what I say, just a one-trick pony kind of thing. You have to make sure that you're selling on multiple different platforms and being creative with the way that you do sell, because you're going to end up with items that you can't sell. For example, one of the ways that I sell is I've actually recently just started selling Lego lots on eBay. And let me show you an example of what I got going on. So what I do is I basically separate it out, and these are all legitimately Lego. Not Mega Blocks, not some off-brand from, Dollar General. These are legitimately Lego, and the reason why I know that is because actual Lego bricks have the Lego logo on each one of the circled dots. And so these are bags of 100 of color by color. So I've got black, white, yellow, red, various different things. After this live stream is done, I'll go ahead and link my Lego one. But if you are interested in buying these, I think they're $9.75 a piece with free shipping for 100 Lego blocks. You can look into that. It's on my eBay site. And so check that out. And I've got multiple different variations. But part of the reason why we're doing that is, like, I got this in a liquidation box, which is really, really cool. All of the Legos are actually still packed in their original packaging, but I went through, the box is already open, so I checked it out, and if you look on this picture, it's got rubber big tires. It has everything included into building this actual car, except for it has 3 tires, not 4. It's the only thing that's missing out of this Lego box. Now, I could have sold this on Amazon for probably $10 of profit after fees, which means it would have sold for about $20, $25 on Amazon. And then once I shipped it in and fees and all that stuff, I would have gotten probably $10 or $11. Bummer. I don't want to lose that $10 or $11. So what can I do? I can take these unique pieces, and it, I think, also comes with a couple of characters, which are really high value. You can also sell the manuals on how to build some of these things. And so check those out and try to be creative in the way that you sell those. So I'm going to go ahead and divvy these out, pull all the orange ones out, pull all the blue ones out, and then put them in a Lego lot just like that. And the cool thing about this is I know that these are all Legos. I do have this big tote back here. This blue one legitimately is full of a lot of Legos. Also, another thing that sells Lego worthy wise are these big boards. These are really, really expensive if you buy them at the store. This one is actually marked from a discount store, $12 just for this. So, selling these is a lot. So I'll probably get a bunch of flat ones like this and sell it for a larger dollar amount, because just shipping this would be kind of a hassle. So I'll throw it in a box, probably add some more flat ones to it, and go ahead and sell that way.
You got some questions.
Sure.
Come in.
Go ahead.
Says Jennifer says, hello, excited to catch you live.
Awesome. Hi, Jennifer.
When you started, what things happened to know that this was the path you were going to continue doing this?
Well, I didn't think that I was going to continue doing this. Initially, when I first started, I just wanted to make a little extra cash on the side because we started having kids. My husband's in the pastorate. You don't make a lot of money on the pastorate. And so I just thought, well, an extra few dollars here or there, selling random, I think we started selling random college books. Then we started going to auctions because there was nothing to do in the state of Iowa except for look at corn and go to auctions. And so we started doing that and realizing we can buy stuff really cheap and flip it online. And at the time, I think we had started selling sterling silver or silver-plated flatware. That was the big thing that we started with. And then it just kind of grew from there. And then, of course, this YouTube audience has made it made a lot more fun to do this. And so that's part of the reason that keeps me reselling. I get the kind of fun, interactive aspect of being able to teach you guys how to do this. And it's super fun for me, which has also encouraged me to continue to do it. So reselling obviously is the way that I make some of my money. And so, being able to help you guys out is also the big added benefit that has kind of spurred me on to keep going with it. There's a lot of resellers that don't do any kind of YouTube channel and they do really, really great. But I love this aspect of being able to teach you guys how to do it. Another question.
Solid Sales just says hello.
Hello.
Michael says, hello, you said you use inventory programs to track your FBA sales. Do you use an Excel spreadsheet to track the others? I assume that inventory program only works with FBA.
Yeah, I use Inventory Lab for my Amazon sales for FBA. You're correct about that. And so, yes, we kind of track with an Excel spreadsheet on Poshmark, eBay, all those other platforms. Yes.
It's just something simple that I built quite a while ago.
Yeah.
Let's see, Honey. Oh, I'm not sure how to say that, but I'll just go with Honey there. Hey, from Florida, you are great. Love watching. You're the reason I started purchasing from Bulq. Thank
Awesome.
you.
Awesome.
Solid Sales says, have you ever tried Goodwill Blue Box?
I have not. I'll have to look into that.
Yeah.
Goodwill Blue Box.
Jennifer R says, you can find extra pieces for that truck Lego set on eBay.
Good to know. So maybe I'll do that, and then I can sell it kind of used like new since all the other ones are packaged. That's a great idea.
Let's see. Max says, if you contact Lego, they'll replace the tire.
Oh, good thought.
Always Right says, do you need to be a seller to buy a pallet? I wanted to buy a pallet online from Via Trading, but I am not a seller. I'm just a customer who wanted one from Via Trading. Can I do that?
Yes, you don't have to be a reseller in order to buy from them. They'll sell to anybody. And so if you've watched any of my Via Trading tours and stuff, they sell to the actual local public that are there in Los Angeles. And so watch my raffle one. That one's really, really fun to see how people buy. But yeah, people buy for reselling, people buy for their own homes, people buy for flea markets, all sorts of things. And they're willing to sell to, I mean, if you're a customer, they'll sell to you.
Very good. If you're enjoying the content, guys, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button.
Smash that thumbs up button.
Let's see if we can't get to 25 thumbs up.
25 thumbs up. Let's see if we can do it.
Let's see. Diana says, do you have any recommended courses on selling on eBay? Just getting into e-commerce world. Just got my first product into Amazon.
I don't have any specific recommended courses simply because the online reselling world changes dramatically from day to day. It feels like moment to moment. And so one thing that I offer are consultation phone calls. You can go to my hookedonpickin.com website if you want to scan over to that. And you can purchase one of those there. They're really inexpensive, and that way I can answer questions that are specific to you. I don't want to give out a bunch of information in an online course of stuff you already know, and so that's why I like to have the consultation phone calls. And any of you who have done consultation phone calls know I talk very fast, and you know most people sign up for 30 minutes. I do have a 60 and a 90 minute, but you have to do the whole consult in one phone call, and so usually 30 minutes, because I talk so fast, usually covers a lot of what you need, and then you can always sign up for another one. So check that out. It'll be in the links below.
You have a reseller guide too.
Yeah, I do have a reseller guide that's available on my hookedonpickin.com store as well. So you can check that out.
Let's see. Mama Fun Time says, do you sell items where Amazon is on the listing?
Yes, I do. But Amazon is always going to retain the buy box unless you severely undercut Amazon. And I'm talking about like anywhere from $2 to $5 under what their listing price is. That's usually the only way you can get the buy box. But the likelihood of you getting the buy box when Amazon is selling the listing is very, very slim. And so if I can avoid it, I will. If I feel like I can still make money undercutting them by $2 or $3 or $4 or $5, then I'll go ahead and put it on the listing. I just have to stay very competitive.
Let's see. Doug says, good afternoon from cloudy West Michigan. Always Right says, great, thanks, because when I emailed Via Trading, told me to come into the warehouse, but I can't, so that's good to know. I can buy it online as a customer.
Yeah, and what I would recommend is they don't have everything online. So if you've watched my warehouse tour and you see things that you're specifically interested in, call and get yourself an account manager. Just tell them exactly what you're interested in, and then they can kind of be on the hunt for you. It might take a back and forth with emails and pictures of things, but ask for all the info you want, and you should be able to get exactly what you want.
Very good. Let's see. Patsy says, hello. And then let's see. Doc says, what is your process to process a pallet or case?
Okay, well, I'm actually in the middle of processing a pallet, and so I can kind of show you. I've got some stuff behind me. And so I just unboxed this pallet here from Via Trading. You'll be able to see that on the very near future. I think I'm going to make it available to patrons here in a little bit. But these got delivered to me 2 days ago, and I've already processed through this one, but let me kind of show you what I got going on. So this is stuff right here. From here on back is stuff I still need to go through. I've got a pile back there of things I'm going to put on my own Hooked on Pickin store, because those are restricted for me. I can't sell Baby Alive brand, so I'm going to sell it on my own Hooked on Pickin store. These things are new things that are going to go into my mystery box, boys and girls mystery boxes. And so if you want to buy one of those, check those out. They're on my hookedonpickin.com store. They're really inexpensive. I think they're $25. Just shoot me an email. And so these are all new things that are going to go into the mystery boxes. And I only put things that are in brand new condition. Like, isn't this cute? It's just I couldn't find this listing on Amazon. Amazon. So instead of selling it on eBay and like just making a couple of bucks, I'd rather just throw it into a bundle of a mystery box. And so that's a creative way that you can sell. I've got fun things like, you guys remember these? These are Pogs. And so some summer stuff, some build your own puzzles where you can color your own puzzles, some basketballs, some fun stuffed animals in really good clean condition that are brand new with tags on them still. This is called a Chick-a-Pig. I guess when pigs fly. And so a lot of fun things like that. But this is stuff I'm still going to process. Some of it I'll list on Amazon and some are not. Down, if you look over here, I opened the box yesterday and I've already processed 67 items. And in these totes are the 67 items that are actually going to go to Amazon. I've got them in various different conditions. Some are in like new condition simply because the box has been opened, but all the contents are still there and unused. I've got some that are, most of them are in brand new condition, and so I'm real picky. These little Strider bikes they're balance bikes. They don't have pedals on them. Those are going to go really well. I'm going to make about 60 bucks a piece on those, 60 to 80, depending on what they sell for. So basically, this is what I do. I open the pallet, I go through everything, see what the condition is, and then I go, Amazon. I'm going to hammer out whatever can go to Amazon right away because it takes about a week for the shipment to get there. Then once I got Amazon done, then I'm going to probably picture and post everything for my hookedonpickin.com store just to make it available. By the time the video goes live, then you guys have access to the items. And then anything else that's in good condition, I'll go into my mystery boxes that I give for boys and girls. And then anything else that's maybe broken or whatever, I'll either throw away or donate or place on my eBay or Poshmark stores. So that's kind of how I do my processing. So but number one always to Amazon, simply because that stuff is going to move the quickest because of the amount of traffic. So hopefully that gives you an idea on how I process stuff. So of the around, I think 250 items, I'd say about 230 to 220 of them were in good sellable condition. The rest of them were the packaging was opened, but there were some things that I could find when I took them out of the package. I could still find a listing for them and sell them in 2 packs or 3 packs. And so I did that in like new condition or used condition. And then the rest of it, I was able to just go ahead and list. So 67 of the items I've already got listed. I got quite a bit more to go through, but it didn't take me much time. I'd say maybe I worked about 3 hours to get those things. And I got probably about 20 of them listed right off the bat because I was able to scan the barcode. The rest of them I had to look up with title. And so title or description. And so don't be discouraged if the Amazon barcode doesn't work right away. Go ahead and Google the title. It might be called something different than what you originally thought that it was. And so, you can find things that way. So, any more questions?
Yeah, quite a few questions coming in. Guys,
Great.
Don't forget that thumbs up button. That really
We're
helps.
trying to get to 25 thumbs up, so go ahead and hit
13, so let's see if we can get to 25. Let's see here. Red Silk Lady Sheets T says, I bought a bulk box for warehouse goods because I wanted the saw and vacuum, and I got 15 jewelry store cases that have an X etched in it. Where can I sell it? They were listed as general merchandise.
Look it up online and see, depending, because I've gotten some jewelry cases that were watch cases that sell on Amazon really well. If not, then maybe take a lot picture of them and sell them on eBay. That'd probably be the quickest way to flip them. I don't know if you get a large amount for them. I don't know based off the condition and what they look like, but check on Amazon, see if they're on the Amazon platform. If not, garage sales and flea markets are always a real easy way to flip things. Facebook Marketplace too is a good one.
Yeah, I just sold a few things on that. Let's see, Jennifer Duncan says, how much time do you spend daily working on your resale business?
I do probably full-time hours on this, but the nice thing is it's flexible full-time hours. And so because I work 10 feet from my front door, I can even work when my kiddos are home because my kiddos are all older. And so I work flexible hours. And so if I get up real early, I can be done by 3 o'clock and go have coffee with the girls. If I get up late, then I'll be working late. And so it's really flexible, but I'd say I probably work, 40 hours a week, I'd say 30 to 40, somewhere in there. I guess I don't keep track very well.
Let's see, Patricia, do you list real high on Posh, then reduce to promote, or do you list at your final price?
I usually list a little bit higher simply because I want to be able to offer discounts for anybody who hearts my items or likes my items. And so this is my kind of rule of thumb. If something, the original price of it is $24.99, I'll just state that the original price is $25, and then my original listing for my price will be anywhere from like $18 to $22 where I'll start with my price. Simply because I know if it sits there for a while, then I have room to move it down and still make a profit even after fees. And so I don't usually list as high as the original price because obviously it's Poshmark, and so it's not the original retail store. So I still want my customers to feel like they're getting a good deal, and so I will price it, $2 to $3 under, and then as it sits there for a long time, I go back through my closet. I'll go to Just In, go to the oldest ones, and I do price reductions on a regular basis. And anytime you do a price reduction, anybody who has hearted that item gets a notification that the item that they hearted even 2 months ago has now been price reduced.
Very good. You're at 22 thumbs up.
22 thumbs up, 3 more. Let's see if we can get 3 more thumbs up.
Anita says, I'm concerned about selling stuff on eBay. I heard about people stop payment or return product that are fake. How should I go about this?
When I sell on eBay, I have had similar issues like that. Anytime they want to do a return, I always request pictures. And so that usually saves my bacon, and also always ship through the eBay platform because then the tracking number is tracked. And so they can say, I never received it. And then eBay can actually look on the tracking and see that it was actually delivered or not delivered. And generally, if it's a post office error where it got delivered to the wrong place or not delivered at all or lost in transit, eBay will give both people the money. They won't penalize the buyer and they won't penalize the seller. But if it's a deal whereby they send something back that's totally broken, you can always open up a case with eBay and just say, look, this is my original picture from my listing and this is what they sent me back, and it's totally a different item. And so if you have a scammer out there, photographs are your friend. So that's what I would recommend. I really don't have too much of an issue with that in general for the amount of things that I sell on eBay.
Let's see. You were past 25 thumbs
Yay! 25 thumbs up. Okay, what's our next goal?
29 thumbs up. You're already at.
Okay.
Let's go for 50.
50 thumbs up. 50 thumbs up.
Thank you so much for supporting.
Yes, thank you.
Let's see. Always Right says, thank you so much for the advice. And yes, I've seen all your videos. I am loyal to your channel.
Awesome. Thanks.
Cool. Very cool. Mama Funtime says, what's a good amount of inventory dollar amount to send into Amazon to make a decent profit given the items are profitable?
Generally, I try to double my money. So if I pay $5 for something, I want to make my $5 back, and then after fees, make an additional $5. That's my lowest. Generally, the more capital I put out, the more money I want to make. So if I spend $30 on something, I don't want to make just $30. I want to make probably 40 or 50 or 60. So that's what I would recommend. When you do your first order, you may only send in 10 items just to kind of get your feet wet and not be exasperated by sending so many items in, because the larger your order gets, the more it diversifies out to different warehouses, and that can be a little bit frustrating because you're paying different shipping to each warehouse. And so keeping your first few items orders small kind of helps you to figure out the whole process and not to be exasperated by the situation. So that would be my recommendation when sending into the Amazon FBA warehouse. Also, we're talking about creative ways to sell. I've talked about my mystery box that I sell for kids' toys. I've talked about my Lego lots. I also wanted to talk about junk drawer lots, which I'll get to, but I also want to hear from you. What are some creative ways that you guys have sold online? Because I need some advice sometimes too. Of course, I may have already tried it, but I want to hear what works for you, what works for your area. I live in a small town. Maybe you live in a big city and garage sales are your thing. Let me know what some of your creative ways are. Yes.
Jennifer R. just says, picture is blurry. We're sorry, Jennifer. We live out in the country, so that's it. We don't have the greatest of internet.
Anytime I live stream, it lags a little bit, and I apologize for that. So just listen to my amazing voice.
Yeah. Tammy says, finally got to be here on here live.
Awesome. Hi, Tammy.
Mama Funtime says, buying a pallet from Bulq could be a good starting for inventory for Amazon. If I'm just starting out to source for inventory. I think she's asking.
Yes. I would recommend if you're buying from Bulq, there's a few categories I would try to avoid if you're going Amazon only. I would avoid scratch and dent, and I would avoid salvage, just because the likelihood that it's going to be in good sellable condition for the Amazon platform is going to be low. I would recommend brand new, like new, or uninspected returns. Uninspected returns is exactly that. It can be all over the map, but generally it's in decent condition and sometimes brand new condition. But if it's not in brand new condition, say that it's not in brand new condition. And just as a warning, if you don't send it in brand new, you will never get the buy box if there is another seller with a brand new item. Brand new items always get the buy box. Not that you can't sell used. I've sold plenty of used on the Amazon platform. You just have to price it right. So just be aware of that. So those would be the 3 conditions that I would say look for your bulk buying.
Very good. Let's see. Doc says, how long is the process on Seller Central when you apply to sell a product? They ask for invoice. Does the bulk one qualify?
No, bulk does not qualify because it's a liquidator. I think some of the via trading ones do qualify because they get direct from manufacturer or direct from stores. You can check with them. You'd have to call via trading directly to find out about that. But other wholesalers, if it's brand new product, it usually will work. So, but I do know that the bulk invoice does not qualify for that.
William Murphy says, Will from England, does it take the sorting a long time to get it ready for eBay or other platforms? I'm really interested in buying pallets.
Sorting, as far as I'm concerned, is not too difficult if you have a process. You just kind of got to go through the pallets and then decide, okay, which platform do I want to make sure that I list first? And if you can just do that and stay focused on that, then usually it's not too bad. I mean, it definitely takes time. This business is not a get-rich-quick scheme. You do have to actually work.
Crazy Lady says, would you say it's imperative to do Amazon in order to make a full income? By the way, finally got on here live.
No, you don't have to. I know plenty of other YouTubers that I watch that do only Mercari and eBay and Poshmark. They don't do Amazon at all. And so you can make a living on just the other platforms, depending on what you buy. Amazon has been a really good one for me, but it's also the types of product that I buy. So if you buy all just clothing lots, then obviously Amazon is not going to be your go-to. It'll be Poshmark. And so, you know, it really depends on what's your wheelhouse. What do you know the best? What are you most comfortable doing? And, you know, then you can kind of go from there.
Let's see here. Diana says, do you use Amazon's multi-channel fulfillment?
No, I do not.
No. If I'm understanding Diana right, multi-channel fulfillment is if they purchase the widget and 5 people send in the widget, they'll just send down someone's random. And then they could penalize all, let's say, 5 sellers that have sent in that.
Right.
And that could be a serious problem.
So, for example, if I had this slimy goop one, and this one I'm not sending in there. I actually did send one of these into Amazon, but I'm not sending this one because the box is just not as in pristine condition as I like. So they've got this barcode here. You can send it fulfillment and just use just this barcode and not adhere your own Amazon barcode. But that means all your inventory is commingled with other third-party sellers like myself. Well, that's fine and good if all the third-party seller sends in pristine, glorious, perfect condition items. If they don't, if they send a box like this and your customer gets it and they wanted something that looked brand new, they could potentially return your item and it's not the exact item that you sent. It could be from another third-party seller. So I never do the commingling of inventory simply for that reason. I want to have hands-on and know that my item is perfect and in great condition and not have my account be docked because there was a return.
Let's see here. Several of the questions. Diana says, why do you choose Bulq versus other liquidation companies?
I like Bulq because it's got fully manifested loads. And so I can go through the manifest even before I purchase the load and check all the UPCs and ASINs and know, am I actually going to make money or not? Now, via trading is unmanifested, but since I've toured the warehouse and know the condition of the product, then I have a little bit more trust in there. And I know my account manager kind of has my back as far as what I can get. So there's a risk in both. Via trading, I feel I can get the loads a little bit cheaper. And so, yes, there's more risk because I know exactly what's in there. But yet, I feel like there's more room to make more money and those hidden gems might be there. Bulq, I know exactly what I'm getting, but I know there's not going to be any hidden gems. You know, I may get an item that they don't think is worth as much as I think it's worth on an online platform. And so you kind of got to weigh both. So it's, you know, where do you want to put your risk at, you know, in those kind of things.
SM Carlos says, have you had many IP claims with selling bulk merchandise?
I have had intellectual property claims on Amazon before, yes. And part of the reason, the first time I got a couple, I thought, oh, this is a scammer. It can't be true. Somebody's just trying to kick me off the listing. Because those of you who have sold on Amazon know that there's lots of other FBA sellers just like yourself, and you're trying to get the buy box, and so there's competition. And so the first few times I got these emails, I was like, they just don't want the competition on the listing. Well, don't mess around if you get an IP claim or an intellectual property claim, because regardless of whether or not you did anything wrong, you could have scanned it with your app, realized, hey, I'm allowed to sell on this. It says Amazon Seller Central says I can sell this in new or used or whatever condition it is, I can sell it. So then you therefore put it in a box, you send it to the warehouse. As soon as it hits the warehouse, boom, you get an email and someone's yelling at you, this isn't the true product. I'm the only one with the true product. You didn't do anything wrong in a lot of those cases. It's simply Amazon sandbox, and you have to play in it. Anytime I get an intellectual property claim, I immediately remove that item, because it could be simply like, let's say Suave shampoo is the only one who's allowed to sell Suave shampoo. Now that's not the truth, but I'm using it as an example. Let's say they're the only ones that are allowed to sell Suave shampoo. You send in, it says Amazon says you can sell it. You send it in and they get fussy with you and say, we're the only ones allowed to sell it. Well, unless you buy direct from a wholesaler or direct from a stateside manufacturer, you do not have an invoice that's going to say I'm allowed to sell this product if you buy from liquidation. And so my rule of thumb is, if you get any kind of an intellectual property email, you pull that right away. You respond with, I'm going to remove this. I will delete the listing as soon as I get the item back, and I will never send in on this listing again. And then you have a spreadsheet that has all that ASIN and information on, so you never send that one back in again, because you can get your account banned if you continue to try to sell on that particular listing. So yes, it can happen. Don't mess with it, because you will get banned on your Amazon account if you continue to try to sell on that platform.
Mama Funtime says, can you specifically ask Bulq for certain items you want?
I have talked to them about building your own pallet, and they don't do that. So it's basically whatever is manifested in their loads. I think a computer program or something like that picks what goes in the boxes, and so they don't have any control over what goes in the boxes. Via trading, on the other hand, if you're looking for a specific type of load, you just let them know, and it may take them a little while, but they can get a little bit more specific in kind of building a pallet for you.
Melissa Madrid says, hello again. This is Melissa Madrid.
She's one of my patrons.
Yeah. My other channel is a Kids Toys. We've spoken before on the consultation call. I'm just struggling to get it listed and put out on there, a little bit confused about it.
All right. Melissa, you're one of my patrons. Once you shoot me an email, we'll try to get a specific answer to you. And so I'll try to answer that today for you.
Very good.
So, yeah, hookedonpickin.com. Just shoot me a message.
Very good. Picky Pants says...
Picky Pants, love it.
Selling clearance clothing via eBay auction listed for $5.99 plus shipping does really well versus tanking price on Posh.
Okay, yeah, well, if that works for you, awesome. Plus, eBay is a platform you do not have to stay as active on. So if you've got a busy life and you can't do all the sharing on like you do on Poshmark, then eBay is a great way to go.
Very good. Let's see. Lynn Lopez asked, great question, Lynn. What is the buy box?
Oh, that is a good question. For those of you who don't sell on Amazon, when you go to purchase something on the Amazon.com platform, let's say you want to buy, I'm just going to use Suave shampoo. It's kind of my go-to right now. If you want to buy Suave shampoo, you're going to type in Suave shampoo, and it's going to pop up a picture, and it'll have a little button that says buy now or add to cart. That's the buy box, okay? That could be me as a seller. It could be Amazon.com as a seller. It could be you as a seller. And so basically they have the lowest price, and it's at the FBA warehouse. If you're selling the item merchant fulfilled from your shelf, it's never going to get the buy box if there's an FBA seller. The only time you get the buy box is a merchant fulfill seller, which is kind of like eBay where you keep it on your shelf, is if there's no other FBA sellers where it's in the warehouse. So the buy box is, it's at the FBA warehouse and you got the cheapest price and Amazon is not selling it. So that's what the buy box is. So when they click the buy it now, they're buying from you instead of the other FBA seller.
Hey guys, we're trying to hit 50 thumbs up. We're
at
34.
34 thumbs up. Let's get some more in there.
We can't get up to 50.
Yeah, hit that like button for the content.
Melissa Madrid says, how to get the prices, let's say, for Amazon shipping and how to go out creating your own auction.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure it out, Melissa. I'm probably reading it wrong, so help me out a little bit more. Let's see. Always Right says, what's your favorite food to eat?
Favorite food to eat?
I'll take anything chocolate, Always Right. So you can send me anything chocolate, Always Right.
Yes, he'll eat anything.
Chocolate, Always Right.
Wait, you know what he likes? He likes Little Debbie Swiss cake rolls. Yeah, that's his go-to. All right, what's my favorite thing to eat?
240 pounds.
Favorite thing to eat? What is my favorite thing to eat?
Reese's Pieces. Sure.
Yeah, I like Reese's Pieces.
She's been on this health kick though, so.
Yeah, I like Chinese food is a go-to for me. I like Chinese food. Stir fry. Yeah. And salads. I like salads. I've been addicted to, there's a place in town that does raspberry grilled chicken salad. That's amazing. That's what I like.
Very good. Doc Obvious says, what is a good category to sell on Amazon for starting up? I checked on toy cases, but most do not qualify. I want to try this out.
I was going to say toys. But you might, if it's full of a stuff that you're not ungated in, such as Barbie, Lego, Graco, things like that, it's difficult to sell those kind of toys. But all other kind of generic toys usually go like this. And don't be discouraged if you're looking at toy cases like on the Bulq.com website or the Via Trading website, and you see specific things that you can't find. This particular one, I could not find with the UPC or barcode. So try typing in the title, and you might find that you can sell more than you thought you could originally based off the title and the picture of the item. Because I know Bulq usually includes pictures in their manifest too, so you can have the exact item.
William Murphy says, thank you for the good advice. Debbie Fast says, what size plastic bags do you put your shirts and shoes in?
9x12 is my go-to, and then I usually buy 11x14 as well. And if you get the Ziploc kind, those are a lot more convenient because when you store them, if you're looking for a specific thing, then you can pull it out and then reseal it. So that's kind of what I go to. And I just buy them right off of eBay or Amazon, whatever's cheaper that day.
Doc Obvious says, have you bought from or sourced from B-Stock?
No, I have not. B-Stock. I'll have to check it out.
Calvin Morgan says, have you got your Via Trading pallets yet?
Yes, they're right here behind me. I'm actually working through one already. There's a double stacked one there. That's all shoes. It's a shoe one on top and a shoe one on the bottom, which got me cheaper shipping because it was considered 3 pallets instead of 4. And then this one I've already broken into, which is a toy one. And you see some of the toys in this video. And these are all toys that are going to Amazon. As of right now, I'm still in the middle of processing. And then there's another toy lot there. And then I also got, I think, a Revlon makeup case. So I'll be unboxing all of those and showing you those. But yes, they got delivered within 7 days of my order. So the day that I ordered, 7 days total was how long it took them to ship from Los Angeles, California to the middle of the country near St. Louis.
Let's see. Let's see. A comment here says, hi from Greece.
Awesome. Hi.
Both of you do a great job. I know Greece is a small market, but with the internet market, the world became smaller than my country. Thanks for all the information I get.
Awesome.
My name is Halida. I believe it's Halida. Let's see. William Murphy, would the shipping in England from platforms, Amazon, Google, and others, would the shipping in England from platforms?
I'm not sure what the question is there.
William, help me out, man.
Yeah.
A little bit there. Just me out here says, I'm Sherry. If the video is blurry, is my reception bad? It's probably us.
It's probably us. If the video gets any kind of pixelation, it's probably our internet feed is not streaming the upload quite fast enough. We live in the country, and so I have literally gone to the moon and back trying to fix it, and this is the best that we can get. I'm just thankful that it's not dropping, and if we do drop, we'll be back in seconds, okay?
Mama Funtime says, do you ever do multi-packs of an item?
Yeah, sometimes I do. I'll sell large lots of the same item or similar items. Yes, so that's another creative way. So I want to hear from you. What are some of your creative ways that you sell? One of the things that I was going to also discuss was junk drawer lots, and that sounds kind of terrible, but if any of you have ever grown up and had a junk drawer in your house, it's the drawer that you're like, everything has a place except for these items. I don't know where to put it. Throw it in the junk drawer. And so one of the things that I do with the junk drawer lots is I'll take like let's say I'll have an antique junk drawer lot, so it'll be antique little trinkets. Usually they take up about this much space in the picture, and so I'll take a picture of, let's say, some spoons, some antique flatware, some copper things, some brass napkin rings, some old little toys, all things that look like they would kind of be in a junk drawer lot, and they're various different things. I always list those on eBay auction style, and the reason why is, let's say somebody wants the cool looking little antique ring. Well, another person wants the cool looking antique little toy car. And then another person wants the cool looking antique flatware. Now you've got an auction war, and they all want different things. And generally I keep junk drawer lots under £1 so that I can offer free shipping on them, but it'll be a plethora of 15 or 16, maybe even up to 20 items weighing less than £1 that I can package weighing less than £1 that I offer free shipping on, that I do auction style. So I'll do a 7-day auction style, and it usually causes a little bit of a bidding war, and it's a way to kind of get rid of those unique items that on their own they wouldn't sell for anything that would be worth profit. But as a lot or a group, junk drawer lots is what we call them on eBay, they sell very well. And so that's another creative way to kind of move some things along that wouldn't sell as well by themselves.
Diana says, I buy bulk pallets. My husband sells the no fashion items on Mercari and Facebook Market.
Awesome.
And I sell clothing, shoes, and fashion related on Poshmark at the moment. Thanks to God, we're doing great.
Awesome. Awesome.
Always Right says, I love chocolate too, and I will send you and her some chocolate soon. Just make a P.O. box. Okay.
All right.
Let's see, Mama Funtime says, how is refunds handled when a customer tells Amazon they didn't receive the items from FBA?
Well, Amazon can tell because they track all of their inventory. And so that's the first thing, is they'll know right away whether or not it actually got shipped properly from the FBA warehouse. If you have any kind of dispute based on refunds, because my refunds, as soon as somebody returns something that they say is damaged or broken or whatever, it gets also automatically shipped back to me. And if I find that it's either the wrong item, like they've basically traded it out, or they broke it and it was not broken when I sent it in, I can take a photo of it and then open a case on the Amazon platform. But they're very, very, very slow, and they're very, very customer biased. So just be aware of that. From time to time, you may just have to take a loss on an item simply because they're going to be pro-customer rather than pro-seller.
What percentage of your sales are on which platform?
I would say you're better at the numbers than I am.
Amazon is probably 75% of our sales. Poshmark is we're probably looking at, let's see, well, I guess Amazon maybe 70, Poshmark would be 15.
Yep.
And then
Pickin
would be probably our third, and then eBay is probably our fourth. So those are the four main platforms we sell on.
Yeah.
So let's see.
I did sell something on Facebook Marketplace though yesterday. I sold one of these dry erase boards that I always use. Yeah.
Chris Bragg says, are you blurry or is it my resolution?
No, I'm probably blurry because of my upload speed on my internet today. Some days are great and some days are not. Yeah. Sorry about that.
Yeah, just me out there says the same thing. Yeah.
Yep.
Jennifer R. says, does anyone have luck selling gently used clothing on Mercari?
They can answer that question. Go ahead, guys, you can answer.
Doc says, how do you know how many products does Amazon have in stock on the seller page? What is their limit?
And so I don't know how many items they have in stock, but I can look and see how many FBA sellers I would be competing with. But the problem with that is like you just said, one FBA seller might have one item and then another FBA seller might have 1,000. And so I do know that there are a couple of what is it? Does Camel tell you how many things?
Doc, there's a way, but it's kind of a backdoor way. You act like you're the buyer on the regular app, on the regular.
Yeah, and then
Amazon
basically
app.
try to buy 100, and then okay, there's at least 100,
Right.
And then basically you kind of
You can start narrowing it down where eventually it'll tell you how much. But
yeah.
anyway, is it worth it? Is it not worth it? I
Yeah.
don't know. And I'm sure there's another program or app that will give you that number.
Right, and I usually just look at how many other sellers am I in competition with.
Yeah.
If there's like 15 or 16 sellers, sometimes I kind of stray away from that item unless I know I can really undercut them.
Yeah. Let's see. Well,
not undercut them, but
more like 60, 70 sellers.
15, yeah, sorry.
16 is fairly typical.
Yeah.
Always Right says, what's the most annoying thing your husband does when it comes to recording a video on the camera? Always Right. I do many annoying things. It would be hard for her to pick one. Doc Obvious says, you are amazing, by the way. So impressed.
Thanks.
She is amazing. Just Me Out There says, for your information, video is usually good for the record. Thank you.
Yeah. Generally, when I record non-live, it's not blurry. So I apologize today for the blurriness. It sometimes happens when I'm on a live stream.
Very good. William Murphy says, William, I think your message got divided in half. Let's see. Chris Bragg says, are there items you won't sell?
Items I won't sell. Well, I won't sell broken stuff. And then I usually kind of stray away from anything that would be considered hazmat. So I kind of stray away from perfumes and anything that has lithium batteries and chemicals. Electronics is not my go-to just because electronics change so dramatically. And so I generally don't sell like phone cases and things like that just because like 2 months later a new phone's going to come out and the phone case that was worth 20 is now worth 2. So the electronics arena is not my forte. I don't know a lot about it. And so, that's something that I'd stray away from just because it's not my wheelhouse.
There is anything CBD, drug related, we stray away from, although I know it's going to be a huge business.
Yeah.
A lot of the states are changing their laws on that. When we went out to AST Market Week in Las Vegas,
there's a whole floor
trying to
dedicated to that. Yeah.
Stuff. And you're going to make money on it. It's just there's some what do you call it, moral considerations and thinking.
Yeah, it's just not something that I would prefer to do.
Let's see. Chris Bragg says, I'm having a hard time selling Stephen King.
Yeah, he used to be popular and kind of the bottom dropped out of that.
I think there's just so many people selling his books.
Yeah.
Kawaii says, I sell some used clothes on Mercari. It is much slower than Poshmark or eBay, though.
Okay.
Hernandez says, don't forget, for Amazon, your plastic bag has to have a suffocation label. Correct?
Yes, so you can either print a suffocation label with your Dymo printer, or you can actually buy them with the suffocation warning on them. Yep.
William, I'm sorry, man. I couldn't figure out your question there.
William, would you please send me an email at hookedonpickin@gmail.com? Just send it directly to me, and then we can back and forth and try to discuss, and I would love to answer your question. So go ahead and shoot me an email.
Great. Let's see. Mama Fun Times, do you use any keyword tools?
Yes. Especially when I create a listing on Amazon or add my listing to my own hookedonpickin.com store, I usually use keywords so that when people are searching for things, then they can find it. So
Arthur says, do you think you will ever buy a truckload?
Well, we actually have considered buying a truckload, but the problem that we will run into is we do not have the space for a truckload. A truckload is 26 pallets, and we currently probably would max out about 15. Maybe we could squeeze in 20. But then if we got any more than that, we'd be putting them outside in our carport. And so as of right now, we're not going to do a truckload, but I do know that there are some liquidators that I've been looking into that do half a truckload or partial truckloads, things like that. So right now, I think anywhere from 5 to 10 is kind of my wheelhouse that I feel comfortable with. It's not too overwhelming for me at once, and so that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Sheila says, in general, how many items are needed on Poshmark to be consistent sales? By that I mean maybe one sale average per day.
It really depends on how many things that you have listed and how often that you share. I mean, I've got a friend who has about 25 items on her Poshmark store, but she's a regular sharer. And so she's been selling what I think like 1 or 2 a week, and that's about average. But see, we've got around 600 items on our Poshmark store, and we're regular sharers, kind of an all-day thing. I share, my husband shares, sometimes my mother-in-law helps sharing. And so we sell, as you can see, about 20 items on average every 2 days. And so about 10 items a day. So it really is based on quantity of items and how frequently you share.
Our prices are also very low.
Yep.
Because we buy the stuff so cheap. We're just trying to move it.
Yeah.
And so I think that helps too.
That does help too, yep.
Well, let's see. Sheila says, hi, I love your channel. I have a
Awesome.
question. Why not buy from wholesalers versus from liquidators?
I do buy from wholesalers, some wholesalers, and so those I just don't show you the unboxings. Yeah. Those are my secret. I get to keep some.
Sheila says, by the way, love your Bulq and Posh sales videos.
Awesome. Thanks.
Bulgarian Patriot says, I don't know what I'm actually watching. I was just looking for some... Oh, okay. Never mind. Let's see. Sleet Steak Rule says, do you ever get free stuff from Amazon that are customer returns and the Chinese seller will just send them to you to avoid cost of storage?
No, I have not.
Yeah, no. Let's see. Cool Beans says...
Sorry, he's trying to read it.
Sorry, yeah. Cool Beans says, you never answered my question from last week. When are you going to let your husband open a case on YouTube and you film it?
I've talked to him about that, and he pretty much doesn't want to do that. I do have, though, for my patrons, him and I are doing an interview on how we started the whole business. And so if you're one of my patrons, you do get to see my husband on camera.
Yep.
And he is in, I'm putting out a video of how we built our walkway, and he's in some of that one, too. Yep. And my kiddos, they were helping me a lot.
Absolutely. Let's see. Doc says, what are good clothing retailers to buy from?
Well, I know, like, we sell, I think, a lot of Target stuff. That's always been a good seller for us. I don't sell a lot of Walmart clothes unless it's like particular, like licensed kind of clothing, such as like Minecraft, Pokemon, things like that are well known, Paw Patrol, things like that. And so anything that has a specific character, as far as the generic stuff at Walmart, that doesn't really sell real well. And then I would say, you know, if you can get on the cheap, anything that's from a department store that you would typically see in a mall, so like a Vanity Fair or a JCPenney's or a Macy's or, you know, things like that. So those would be good ones to sell. Anything that you would recognize as a high-end sale.
Okay, let's see. We are running down to the end of the questions here. If you haven't thumbs up, please do. We were trying to hit 50. We're at 41.
41. So let's see if we get 9 more thumbs up.
We can get 9 more thumbs up. Let's see. Last couple questions here. Always Right says, when you were out shopping, do you shop at Walmart or Target? Which one is your favorite store?
Probably Walmart, simply because we have a Walmart near us. We've got about 5 or 6 Walmarts within kind of a 30-mile radius of me. But we've got one particular Walmart in a smaller town that seems to clearance everything to the bottom of the barrel. And so I'll go to one town and their clearance is almost like regular price. But this particular Walmart clearances stuff that's really, really in good condition, and they clearance it down real far. And I've got a good working relationship with the manager there, and I've actually been able to get stuff cheaper than the original clearance price if I buy like a whole end cap and stuff like that. So a good working relationship helps, but the Walmarts are kind of all over the map. If you live in a more expensive town, it's going to not be clearanced as much. If you live in a smaller town, it may be clearanced more. So my go-to is Walmart, simply because I've got that one particular store that I seem to do really well at. And that's really where I started some of my bigger purchases.
Okay, we're at 48 thumbs up.
Ooh, 2 more thumbs up.
And the last question here, Mama Funtime says, how much boxes would you suggest that a newbie send in, like realistically, to Amazon?
Just start with 1, you know. I mean, you don't have to, it depends on the size of the items, obviously. Let me see, I've got a box here. Let me grab this. This is a typical box. I'm making a mess here. This is a typical box size that I ship into the Amazon warehouse. So one of these is probably good. I get this from Walmart, from the shipping, like where you buy their shipping packing supplies. But it's a Walmart large box based off of the items you have, because obviously there's some items that aren't going to fit real well in this size of box. You know, this is taller than the box. But if you've got something that's about this size, this is manageable. Also, FYI, you cannot send a box that weighs more than 50 pounds. And so if you've got some heavy stuff, you're going to have to pick a smaller box and divvy it up. You can have more than 50 pounds in the order, but the box itself can't be more than 50 pounds. So you might have to separate it into 2 or 3. Never send something more than 50 pounds. I've done it before and got banned from shipping for about 3 weeks. And I had to sell everything merchant fulfilled for a while. So never, ever send anything over 50 pounds.
Okay, we'll call this the last question.
Sure.
My first time watching you live. I'm totally addicted to your channel.
Awesome.
Be blessed.
Awesome. All right. Well, I'm glad you're hooked on Pickin, and hopefully it's been helpful finding creative ways to sell. Check out my mystery boxes, my Lego lots. Try to do some junk drawer lots. And if you're interested in any of those things or a consultation phone call, check it out at hookedonpickin.com. I'd love to chat with you and help you out in your reseller business.